Hello, welcome to the Garden Company. Today we're going to show you how to grow apples from clone and from seed. We're going to start off with the clones because they're a bit easier. And this is from a tree, a little apple tree that we got going. I'm just going to cut it about here. And here. And about here. We're going to try a different experiment as well today. We're going to try and just cutting them, the sticks, and we're going to try rooting in water. I've never tried this method before, so we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. We're just going to strip the stem like we did with the orange and lemon cuttings. All the way around, and we're just going to put this one in water. And we're going to do another one like that, but this time we're going to try to leave a little bit of leaves on the top, and we're not going to strip the branch at the bottom, and see how that works out. I'm going to cut that one there, and we're just going to put this one in the water as well. I'm going to separate these later on, but I'm just going to leave them like that for now, and we're going to see how they work. Right, so with these ones you've got to strip the stem like we did with the other cuttings, the orange and lemon ones. It's always best to start where there's a node, because that's more of a chance where it's going to root from. And we're just going to take that little bit off. Okay, we're going to do the same with these as well. And the last one. You can use a knife to strip them, but I just like using my fingers. And I'm just going to take the node off there as well. Okay, so now we're going to get our solution, cloning solution. I'm using Clonex at the moment, but you can use any cloning solution or powder solution, whatever, just a rooting hormone. I'm going to paint that on the stem just like that. And we're going to do all three while we're here. It's nicely coated. And the last one. Okay, so now we're going to take our cling film or plastic, whatever you got, sellotape, etc. And we're going to wrap the tops. And the last one. Okay, so from there we're going to take our cup of soil. This one's about 30% mix of perlite in the soil, and we're just going to plop them in. You can separate these after without any issues at all. Okay, right, and you could use, for example, at this point, if you're only doing these small amount of trees, you can use like a plastic bag like this, and just put it over the top like that, for example, and put something around it to hold it, and you can propagate these like this. In about 4 weeks you'll start to see some movement, but I'm not going to use that today because we've got big propagators already going. I'm just going to put them in with my orange and lemon cuttings. So we're just going to open it up a section. In there we've got lots of lemon cuttings already on the go. We're just going to put this inside here. And if you would do, say for example, if you're going to make a propagator this size and have all the cups inside, if you don't know what trees and what, and you're going to have a mix of trees, make sure you mark exactly which ones you've done. Say for example they're apple, they're mangoes, or whatever else. Okay, we're just going to put that down, and that's two different ways of doing them. We're going to try that way, and this way we know it works for, you know, many of years, but we're just curious to see if they're going to root in water. Now we're moving on to the seeds. It's very easy to do the seeds. All you've got to do is cut the apple in half, well not half, a little bit off center, so you don't break the seeds inside like I just did. I broke one. And just see the seeds inside the apple. Everyone knows where the seeds of the apple are. Okay, take one and two. I'm only going to take two out for the demonstration of the video, but if you look closely, sometimes the apple seeds already started to grow inside the apple. They see it's starting to split there. If you're lucky, sometimes they already started split and started germinating. So what we do, easy enough, is you just poke some holes into the soil, the same soil as we use for the clones. And like again, we're putting 2 in here, but you can put 4, how many of you want, and put them in there, push them down and cover them up. Okay, so now we're just going to get a piece of clean film, and cover the top. You can seal it with a bit of wire, or like I said before, you can get like a bag or something, put it on top, seal it with sellotape or something, and it will be fine. Okay, so they're the seeds, and that's how we do the cuttings. This is what they will look like in about, say, a week, maybe 2 weeks. You will start to see it poking up, and this is what the apple tree will look like in about, for say, a month after they've germinated and after they've started sprouting. And the difference is, we prefer using apple cutting clones, is because when you take the seeds out of the apple, they're not the same genetics. You're not guaranteed that it's going to be exactly the same apple on the tree from that seed, from the apple. So this is why, if you've got a friend or a family that's got a nice apple tree in their garden, you know, just go take a branch off of it, and that's the best way of doing it. But if you want, if you haven't got someone or know someone that's got an apple tree, then the only option is to go get an apple from the shops or the supermarket, whatever, and you will still get a nice apple tree come out of it at the end of the day. It's best to germinate more than one apple seed, because they, the genetics ain't the best, so it's always best to have maybe 3 or 4 different ones. And that's it. We will keep you updated on how these are going in the next couple of weeks, and that's about it. Thank you very much for coming and watching the video, and please subscribe and like.